Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome back to Quintech. Thank you for coming on my latest video. This is my 50th video, and I just turned 50 about a month ago. A little bit less than a month ago, but I'm within the 30-day grace period of my 50th birthday, and this is my 50th video. So I hope you enjoy this. This is about Skies of Arcadia, which is a Dreamcast game. I obtained this when I got my Dreamcast. I bought it from a friend of my younger sister in 2000, and I keep changing my price, but I don't know where it came. I think he only charged me $50, and he gave me the entire console, which to buy it brand new was like $200 or maybe a little less, plus like 6 or 7 games. Probably his parents bought it for him, and he didn't find much value in it because he already had a PlayStation 2 and he had moved on from the Dreamcast at that point. He didn't know how much it was worth. I was going to make him an offer. I was going to offer him something, but then I said, well, how much do you want for it? And I'm pretty sure he said $50. Looking back, it might have been $100, but I think I got this for a steal. $50. I got the console plus like 5 or 6, maybe 7 games. Some of the games I ended up selling. One of them I regret selling was Jet Set Radio, which is a pretty popular game nowadays. But the thing about the Dreamcast is you don't even have to put a mod chip in that bitch, and you can play burn games. Now, the only caveat to that is the Dreamcast used a proprietary disc format called GD-ROM, and I can't remember what it stands for, but it was when DVDs were first starting to be the standard, but this was sort of an in-between. It was in between a CD and a DVD. I think it was around maybe half. It was like a CD and a half amount of storage. And it was a Sega thing. So if you downloaded the CD-ROM version of the game off of these emulation websites, basically the game itself played just fine, but the cutscenes were a little bit more compressed, so the picture quality may not have been as good. But the game played just exactly as it would have if you had bought the game. So you didn't even have to buy games. As long as you were computer savvy and knew where to find them, knew where to download these games. It didn't used to be so easy. You used to have to go search for that stuff. You used to have to know a lot to find that stuff. But nowadays, like, it's out there, easy to find. 2 clicks and you got that. But back in the day, when I first got this, it was a little bit more comprehensive. You had to have a little bit more computer knowledge, and anyway. But so I would say I only have like 8 or 10 games for this system, original games, but I can play any game, any. I can play any game that was released for this system with a burned CD. And the only difference between playing the original game and the burned CD is the cutscenes and the animations might be slightly degraded because of compression, the video compression. but otherwise the game plays exactly like you would like it to. This is not one of those games. I own this game, which you will see, but I just thought I'd throw that out there so you understand some of these old retro game systems. It's not that hard to quote unquote collect for. If you just want to buy a Dreamcast, make sure it's an earlier model that the CD drive still works on, and then you can just burn any game you want. Any game that was ever released for this system, you just burn it and you can play it. And the only drawback is some of the cutscenes will look a little digitized because it had to compress that video a little bit smaller to fit on a CD-ROM instead of a GD-ROM. Anyway, thanks for coming to my video. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're so inclined. I don't hit the bell icon because I don't like to be alerted to every new video that everyone that I subscribe to's newest video. That's a little annoying to me. Some people like to get a pop-up every 5 seconds on their phone. That annoys me. Me personally, I turn off all my pop-ups. I'm old school. I'm retro. I don't want to be bothered by every single new fangled fancy thing that comes out. And this isn't even newfangled or fancy. This is just my latest video, my latest journey. And thank you for coming along on my journey. I appreciate you. And this is about the Dreamcast and Skies of Arcadia. And I thought I would get to some gameplay on this one, but just me showing off a couple of things and then showing off the manual got me almost to 40 minutes. So I was like, oh, let me just split this up, because this is what I realized in my last video. I gotta split these things up. They say on YouTube around the 10-minute, 12-minute mark is like the prime length of a YouTube video that will keep an audience engaged and keep them watching the whole thing. But I don't follow that. I watch all these other things. Some are like 2 hours long. And I'm engaged, but it depends on what you're interested in. It depends on what your purpose is on YouTube. Do you want to just lollygag on YouTube and just watch a 10-minute video and be like, oh, that was fun? Or do you want to be engaged with what the person is actually doing? So that's up to you. However, my videos have been kind of long. Some are more than an hour. I don't think I've had any 2-hour videos, but I've had some that were a little bit over an hour, and I've gotten a lot of crap about it from my friends. But if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, and you can suck it. Blech! Anyway, so I'm listening to my audience. I'm trying. So this one will probably be between 35 and 45 minutes after I add in this little intro video, because I've already edited down the other video. That's how I do it. I shoot some footage, then I edit the footage, I get my video ready, but then I have to add in this little intro at the beginning. So I hope you like this, and thanks for coming along, and I appreciate you. And without further ado, let's move along with my latest video. Okay. You take care. So in this section, I kind of want to show off. I did it in my Saturn one of my Saturn videos, I opened up all my Saturn products and kind of showed off the manuals and everything that came with the content that came with this stuff. This, again, this came with the system I bought for $50, so it was already used. I don't know if anything had gotten thrown out prior to me owning it, but I've owned it ever since. I haven't thrown anything out since I've owned it. So it's a 2 CD game. There's your disc 1. And then it just flips over. And there's some cool artwork in here for the back panel. And there's disc 2. It's got a different artwork and a different color. It was blue and now this is red. The rear, it has a little information to try to sell the game to you. The sky's the limit. And I'll just put that up on screen for a second. And I'll let you pause that and read it if you want. I'm not going to read it out loud. People might get a little bored with that. But it's got some cool artwork here. Here's your main 3 characters. Here's some gameplay screenshots. They did this kind of thing here to show you what each game was, what peripherals and what. It's a 1-player game. It uses a standard controller, so you don't need a special controller. It's BMU compatible. It's jump pack compatible. That's what they called it, the jump pack. That was the rumble. And it's VGA. So it can do the more high definition VGA video. And it's by, Macromedia Flash is, it used Macromedia Flash, which they used, Flash 3, okay. Macromedia Flash was a format that they used on the web in the early 2000s to do animation. So I guess they used that tool to help to make this game. And then it's a teen, mild violence, and then all your credits, which those are very tiny lettering. You almost need a magnifying glass to see that. And what's the, 2000. It was released in 2000. So here's the front. Everyone's familiar with the front artwork. So then, I don't want to mess this up. Kind of got. Alright. It's got an ad here for Phantasy Star Online, which is also supposed to be a really good. I never really got into it. Of course, it was a multiplayer game, one of the very first really popular console multiplayer game, because the Dreamcast came with a 56K modem built into it. And if you bought a subscription to the Sega network or whatever it was called at the time, you could play other players over 56K internet of this game. I never really got into the game. I tried to play it single player, and it was okay. It wasn't great, in my opinion. Some people love this game. Some people are blown away by this game. I think they made a Phantasy Star 2 online for the Xbox. That was also really popular. But anyway, that's just an ad on the back. So this is a pretty decent sized manual. It's got a lot of information in it. You know, it gives you your warnings, health and epilepsy, operating precautions, do not play in the bathtub, projection television warning. Still pictures may cause permanent picture tube damage or mark the phosphor of the CRT. Avoid repeated extended use of video games on large screen projection televisions. And this GD-ROM can only be used with the Sega Dreamcast video game system. Do not attempt to play this GD-ROM on any other CD player. Doing so may damage the headphones and or speakers. What? Anyway, here's your credits. Thank you for purchasing. Your table of contents. Takes 27 blocks per save file and 83 blocks for Pentas Quest. So you basically have to use, you kind of have to dedicate a VMU to this game. And maybe you can put a couple of more games, like I did. I put Grandia 2 and maybe one or two more little small save things on there. How to change it? Yeah, I know how to change this. Basic controls. Analog D-pad start. If you're using a jump pack, insert it into an expansion socket 2. Never touch the analog thumb pad or triggers while turning on the Dreamcast power. Doing so may disrupt the controller initializ. Oh, it might make it not. Okay. Controls and villages. Controls for normal battles. Controls during ship battles. Controls in the air. Starting the game. Press start. Imagine that. New game or continue. Okay. Selecting your memory card. Selecting load file. Jump to the Skyzero Arcadia official homepage. Oh, the web page. Ooh. Game construction. Game construction. Oh, how the construction is, not that you can construct your own. Okay. Relationship between each mode, villages and dungeons, skies, battle modes, transferring between villages, dungeons, and sky, from the sky to the village dungeon, from the village dungeon to the sky, game over, how to save, memory card selection, save file, when there is no save file, create a new one. Traveling by ship, display, you got an altimeter, name of the island, village, or building that you're close to, you got a compass, you got a menu screen, you've got skies, traveling by the ship. You got your ship. Oh, you can get to this little menu. This map screen to show you where you are. You got a magnifying lens, which I need for my soldering, apparently. And to bridge. Oh, the bridge of the ship. And to save, you got encounters, which are basically when you have to fight other air pirates. Discoveries, you find stuff. How to make a discovery. The compass starts to turn rapidly. Ooh. Press A and it will be displayed. Selling information on discoveries to the guild. Oh, so you can make some gold selling your discoveries. View in your journal, so you can go back and look at them. Villages and dungeons. Climbing, descending on ladders and poles. Examining. Talking to people. Obtaining items. Taking a rest. Which that's kind of a common thing in RPGs. Sometimes you get exhausted and you have to rest. So time passes and then you wake up refreshed. Then you got buying and selling weapons and items and ship parts. Select item, select number, equip item, talk about various things, leave. At the guild, you can sell information, buy information, talk about various things, leave. Growth of cupel and chams. The mysterious creature cupel, Fina's friend, grows by eating a special food called a cham. So, cupel needs to eat chams. Okay. About the swashbuckler. Not shoe wash. Swashbuckler rating. So I guess you get a rating that helps you increase your hit points or your abilities somehow. Base system and crew system. Battle modes. There are different battle modes. There's hand-to-hand battle between. There are different battles. There's hand-to-hand battle between your actual character and other characters. And then there is ship battle. Ship-to-ship battle. Battle modes, magic, condition, battle command, hit points, battle command. Oh yeah, and this is your main, how you decide what you're going to do to battle. And these are your different options. You can run, you can select an item, you can guard, you can attack, you can do a super move. You can use magic. You can focus, which basically you increase the amount of spirit points, which basically you don't attack that turn, you focus, and then the next turn you can do like a extra super move. And then end of the battle, the results screen. And spirit system or spirit points. The value of actions your party can take. Oh, okay. So that you can sometimes you only get one hit per turn, or sometimes you can get 2 hits per turn, just depending on your spirit points. Changing the attribute of a weapon. Oh yeah, you can add magic to your weapons and make them more powerful, or I think you can do fire, ice, and wind maybe is the other one, and depending on your enemy, that would be more powerful battling certain enemies than others, depending on their weaknesses. So, well, that's what they are. And learning super moves. This is a pretty long manual. Battle modes. I'll just show this one. Ship battle. That's ship-to-ship battle. Like shooting harpoons and using your what are they called? Not bazooka, but your cannons. Using your cannons and Ship battle commands. You can run, which means you try to escape. You can use items. You can guard, which means take evasive maneuvers, attack, use magic, or focus, which again builds you up for your next attack, which will be a much more powerful attack. And then your S cannon consumes SP, spirit points. Then you got Battle Mode's crew, and this is the hand-to-hand combat on the ship deck. And yeah, you can select what order each character hits and which enemy they're going to hit. Get your main cannon, secondary cannon, torpedo. How to see degree of chance danger. How to see danger. Branching off route on message event. Dang. You got your status menu. Shows the status of all your characters. And then you got the other. Then you can get more involved and see what all the items and their magical abilities and whatever other abilities are. You got a journal that you can go back and see where you've been. You can change crew. So you can, if you have more crew members than you can actually use at the same time, then you can swap them out. Penta Quest, give orders to Penta, and options. And character status, character window, gold time, current maximum SP. Character status screen. Character window, items, magic, super move, equipment, character status, current title. I'm almost done here. I have like 3 or 4 more pages to flip through. You got your items in your status menu. You got your magic in your status menu. You've got your super move in your status menu. You've got your equipment in your status menu. You've got your change equipment screen. You got your journal. You got your discoveries. You can change your crew, Penta Quest, dispatching or returning Penta. So maybe that's how I have to use. Maybe I have to dispatch him, and then I can play it. I don't know. Then you got your status menu. You can go to your home page, which is basically the web home page, which would not probably work today. Here's just some credit information about whatever. Then you got your warranty, obtaining support, limitations on warranty, your rating, and some more just generic information. So I guess technically it's 32 pages to here, so 34 pages including the back. So that's a pretty lengthy little manual. It tells you everything you need to know how to play the game. I mean, it's not like Lunar that gave you part of the strategy guide, but it tells you how to play it. So, this is Skies of Arcadia for the Dreamcast. And I hope you're enjoying this video. I know I ramble a lot, but that's what I do. That's what my videos are. So I hope you'd enjoy this content, and thanks for coming on my journey. I appreciate you, and I'll be back in a later video maybe, because this seems like it's taking way too much time. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any gameplay in this video because it's probably already really long. So I might be doing some gameplay in my next video. Alright? Or I might switch it up to something else and then come back to this at a later time. But I did want to give a little overview of the game and the packaging and the neat stuff that you can use the VMU to play a little separate little LCD game that this, once you get to a certain point in this game, once you get Penta, you can save that game to your VMU. So I think I'll be leaving it here. But thanks for coming. I appreciate you. Have a good night. And you take care. Alright. Quintet Retro out.